part of the reason is due to mainstream politics that is misleading many Liberians and have misled many Liberians. And because it contains some toxicity that make it very dangerous, that is why we're not making any progress. Now, how do we face the problem? We have three branches of government in our country, right? Now, let's focus on the legislative branch. Few of you gotta listen to me here right now. Select your president of choice. Who do you want to see as president? Give me your choice. Well, while you contemplate on that, let me just give you an example here. A President Walker, President Cummings, or President Weah, whoever going to retain that seat, call you today and say, I want you to be the minister of X, Y, and Z. How do you get into that position? I want us to interact, because this is a new learning tools now that will prove that mainstream media is nothing but a deceptive and misleading people and party and other things. And you will get to know that you are, at the end of the show today, you will get to know whether you are following a teaching that will make you to gain informed information to make informed decisions. So let me ask you, whoever you support to be president, when that person nominates you to be maybe the Minister of Information, the Minister of Agriculture, what is the first thing that you have to do? Where will you be going and why? I'm waiting for comments here now. Where will you be going and why? We are having an intellectual discussion here. I'm going to tell you why the country is fucked up. That's what we're trying to have here. See, when you listen to real teaching, it becomes very difficult for many people to stay on, because it's very, very enlightening. So let's go. If anyone appoints you, or any government appoints you to be a minister or a director, where do you go in order to take that position? Where do you go? Well, as you contemplate on that and waiting for your answer, the first place you will be going is to the Senate, right? Yes. You will be going to the Senate for what? For confirmation. Why do you have to go to the Senate? Because it is called the three branches of government. But who are the senators? The senators represent every county in Liberia. And who are those that live in each county? The Liberian people. Can the Liberian people come and say, we want to question you, Senate President appointed you as Minister of XYZ? No. But who becomes the mouthpiece for each county that contains some X thousand of people? The senators and also the what? The representative. They are the one who will go through the confirmation of that person the president nominates, right? So the president going to take Mr. You're going to say, Mr. Y, yes. You're going to be the president, you're going to be the Minister of Agriculture. Yes. Get your portfolio ready and go down to the House of Representatives or the legislative branch. You're going to sit down like how I'm sitting down here, and you're going to go for a thorough examination, right? Those senators that are asking you this question, how do you call them? How do you call them? They are all members of the Senate, but they are on what? Different committee. Why do they put them on different committee? Because they have subject matter expertise and understanding of each area of focus in the government. Now, I want you to understand when I'm telling you that mainstream media, they are only there to fool you, to lie to you. So today in Liberia, we got mainstream politicians, we got mainstream talk show hosts, we got mainstream institution, and we got mainstream individual. They are not only misleading you because of their personal gain, they are very toxic and they are very dangerous to the democracy that you are fighting for. And we on here, as we call ourselves, independent supporter for a better Liberia, we are here to help you understand how to see a mainstream individual or a mainstream party that lie to you. And they are lying to you because they are not giving you the context, the format, the ABC order, the 1, 2, 3 order of how things should be done. Because they want to encapsulate your mind. They want to enslave your mind to their mindset. So they use the mainstream ideologies to confuse you, to make you to believe that what they are fighting for is actually in your interest. But when you look at how long we've been in existence and see the honor development at a very maximum and gigantic level of where we haven't reached, but other countries that got their independence as early as any country you can think about have reached, we have not done that because of the deception, the misleading information that mainstream politicians give to you. And that's what we are here to tell you today. So let's come back to this whole ABC stuff. Whether it is anybody listening to me here, the president of your choice win that election next year, and they call you and say, I want you to be the Minister of National Defense. I want you to be the city mayor. I want you to do this. Where do you go to actually get in a seat? Where do you go to sit for the interview? You're going to sit in the Senate, right? Yes. Who are those who are going to be asking you questions from the Senate based on the area or ministry or agency they send you to? They are called what? Committee members. Why do they call them committee members? Because they have area or expertise in every sector in the government that they feel they are qualified to sit and be able to x-ray and examine you. Think about when you were in school, you had your math teacher, you had your English teacher, you had your science teacher, right? Each teacher came with their own subject matter of expertise to educate you. In the house of the branches of government, we have the judiciary branch, we have the legislative branch, and we got the executive. So when you are nominated, you are sent to the Senate for confirmation hearing. Why go to the legislative branch? Because in the legislative branch, we have what? Representatives that represent each district across every county. Why do we have senator? Because every senator represents a county. Combine the two, they are elected by the people of Liberia. Because they come from different backgrounds, so they put them together as a team. And the team is called what? Committee members. Now, when you are the defense minister or you are the agriculture minister and they confirm you, that means they say, yes, you are best fit for this position. And you go out there and you start to honor perform. Who that honor performance will affect? Thank you, Brother Josh. Who that honor performance will affect? It will start to affect the very people that voted the representative into office for 6 years and have voted the senator for 9 years. It will start to affect them. And how do they bring attention? By voicing all their opinions. By disagreeing with the decision that gave that person that position. That is the first step of engagement from the voting population. That is why in democracy, it says democracy requires your participation. Yes, it requires your participation into the process of our democratic system of governance. Because your participation and your engagement will allow you to ask questions, will allow you to challenge decision, and will allow you to speak out against things that are wrong. So, in the case of the whole rest issue, who confirmed the agriculture minister? It's the Senate, right? They told the president that the person is good. Let them go ahead. Right? They said it. They said it. The person is good. So keep them. And the president say, well, you got a blessing from the Liberian people through their representative. Go out there and save the world. And when these very people start to underperform what the role of the media? The role of the media is to bring into question and into public discourse the poor performance report of that very minister or agency director, clearly defining their role and responsibility of that ministry by giving that information to the public. That is their civil duty. To say the Ministry of Agriculture is responsible to do X, Y, and Z. But since they got confirmed, they have been underperforming. And we in the fourth estate here want to let our fellow fourth estates, that is the general population, know that this minister, who the president sent to the Senate, and the Senate decided to give the person their blessing, this person is underperforming. So fellow Liberians, here we are with the situation. Because the Senate got the right to carry on open section where we got to see them. Because when they were getting confirmed, they had an open section. And you see it all the time. That sucker that got denied a few days because he wanted to be the airport director. And we saw it denied, yes. So if the Senate classifies someone to be the minister, and that person is not performing, the fourth estate, the media, should bring that person into the public space and begin to discuss the person's performance and what impact the person having, to evoke the senator then to say, you know what? We need to bring that person back here. We need to bring that person back to the chamber. Then they're supposed to call that person and say, Madam Minister of Agriculture, come here and come sit down here. Make sure you bring your bottle of water. If you don't have it, we'll provide you with it. And then where the performance evaluation starts. Why you want to start with the Senate? Because the Senate is the same group that confirmed that person. They could have said, no, Mr. President, the candidate is not correct. And the president will go right back and say, let me go look for somebody else again. When they say yes, the president say, you got to confidence on the people, go out there and do your job, and I have mine to do. The guy that just denied from the RIA, the president going back now to go look for somebody else. And we all were happy. Yes, we got it. But when they clear somebody to go and do their job, instead of the mainstream media calling you, instead of the mainstream media calling you to say, you know why? That agriculture minister need to be called by the Senate because they passed that person. Let them take that responsibility. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you, say, let's go to the executive branch. Let's blame the government. Ellen then did it to Samuel Kanyando. People try to do it to Ellen. But what lesson are we learning today? Why should we hold the Senate accountable? Well, let me first of all read something for you here quickly here, guys. Let's go do some digging. All right? Let's do some digging here. The reason why we should hold the Senate as the first responsible party within the three branches of government for what we are experiencing or we continue to experience, whether it's corruption in the system from the police or from public servants. Why we need to hold the Senate accountable, let's look at the Ministry of Agriculture as our example here, right? So let's go down here quickly here, folks. So I'm going to stand here. So what it says here, this is the Liberia description of the Ministry of Agriculture, right? As you can see here, MOA. Let's look at the highlighted area here. What it says here, the Ministry of Agriculture is responsible for implementing policies and guidelines as well as offer technical assistance in support of the national development objective of, in the case, President Tobo and Samuel Kanyando. Their vision was what? Green revolution for agricultural development through the country. That was one of the primary responsibilities. What do? They establish all these things here. But let's keep our mind on what? On the policy and guidelines. Now, let's stay right here. And let me bring you why we should bring the Senate. You see the Liberian Senate from 2012. They say what? The Senate committee member and function. Every Senate in the Liberian government, they got things they are associated with. That means they got a Senate committee on executive. It tells you the function here. All right? They got a Senate committee on foreign affairs. And then it tells you the function here. Now, with that in mind, let's go to specifically the Ministry of Agriculture. All right? That's what we're going to expand our reading. The Ministry of Agriculture. What do you see here? The Agriculture, Forestry, and Fishery. These are all the Senate members here that were on this committee in 2012. Today, in the Weah administration, under the leadership of Baffa Chimo and President Pro Abochie, there are different members who are on the Agriculture Committee. These are the people who confirm the Agriculture Minister. Now, what function do they have? It defines it here. The Agriculture, Forestry, and Fishery has oversight the performance of the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry Development Authority, Cooperative Development Agency, and all other institutions having statutory, and don't forget the warrior, statutory and judicial responsibility and advocacy program for food security, agricultural activities. All right? Food crops, cultivation, fishery, animal, husbandry, poultry, farming, agricultural cooperative. And you see everything they have here. I'm not going to read everything in detail here. That is the function of what? The committee. Now, there are so many other committees here, like Public Works and Rural Development. They also got committee members. Now, with that in mind, these are the people, depending on which ministry you are appointed to head, these people got function in the Senate that know what the function means. And when you are appointed by the president, they're supposed to sit down and rigorously challenge you, ask you all the questions. Now, when they pass you and you start to misbehave by poorly performing, they got the right to call you back by asking themselves, did we make a mistake, guys? Yes, yeah, now. We represent the people, we clear the person out here. We on the committee here. Where did we go wrong? Let's bring that person back. Now, when you invite that person now and begin to say, you know why? I'm not too sure we made a mistake. But we'll give you a benefit of the doubt. Sit in that chair and you're going to have a panelist of committee members. In the case here, they are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the case, 7 of them are going to sit down and they each going to ask you, why are you underperforming? Your underperformance is now causing our people. The underperforming of our people, of you, is affecting our people right now. And oh, by the way, somebody will get up and say, you know what? When I was running, yeah, what I told my people. Now, check this out, guys. Someone else said, by the way, when I was running, I told my people, I was going, if you elect me, in the case of the example here, if you elect me, when I get to Monrovia, I'm going to look at, for example now, I'm going to look at police reform. Let's remove police reform and pull the food sector reform bill. Let's look at criminal justice. Let's look at housing reform. And let's look at education. And then we can sneak in agriculture in the situation. We'll discuss this later on. But every senator that is elected, one thing they don't have that we have in this country is the list of agenda that they take from their county to carry to Monrovia. Let's hold on to the hearing part and bring in this other component that really helps. You know, today, I often hear Liberians in the country bragging about some stimulus check. My man, yeah, my state gave me a 1,200. What about your palace state? Man, the bonus gave me a 900. Do you know how that money come to you? It is coming to you because the representative or the senator from your state, when you elect them and they go to Washington, D.C., they are going there to fight for your economic survival. They are going to fight for educational fund, healthcare funding, security. They are fighting for you to get everything that you deserve as a human being. Take that same mindset, go and ask all the senators there in Liberia. Which county do you represent? First question. Do you have people living in that county? Yes, I do. Do you understand that they can get sick? Yes, I do. Do you have healthcare facilities to take care of them? Do you have education to educate them? Do you provide security? What are the list of things that you wrote on your personal agenda to have people elect you? What are you fighting for in Monrovia for your county? You know, sometimes I see people often moving from one state to another. My man, yeah, I'm living from Philadelphia. Where you going? My man, they say Alanda Pale. Senators that leave from every state that go to Washington, D.C., they twist arms to make sure that their state become very rich in everything. And when some people feel that one state is better than the other, they relocate to that state. There is nothing stopping any Liberians from leaving from River G to go live in Bangabong County. It's the same country. But what's stopping people? Because the people we have that representing us, they don't have a single agenda when they go to that house. Now, let's leave that and go back to the hearing now. Now that you have that concept, those who are on the agriculture committee, you call the agriculture minister for a hearing, special hearing, to determine why she is underperforming. And guess what? All 7 members on the platform that they brought to Morovia got on the agriculture. And they're expecting the agriculture minister to confirm to come up with policy that will help farmers in their different counties, because during their campaign, they promised the people that if you elect me, we will do everything possible to make sure that your county that I'm going to represent will have the means to be part of the food production in this country. Now, you're sitting down there now, and you got the agriculture minister in front of you. Madam, yes. Do you know why I'm here? Let me tell you why I'm here. When I ran for the Senate, I told the people that on my list of things, I was going to ensure that agriculture be part of our production in my county. We came and confirmed you here. But now our people are crying for hunger. No means to get food. No policy to set agenda. I confirm you to make sure that you meet the needs, because it's part of my list of agenda. You are compromising my job. Because if I cannot deliver for the people, there will be somebody out there who will tell the people what they will do when they get elected. So with that said, can you tell us, when you became minister, what are your policy? What is your vision for this particular ministry here to help every one of us on here? By the way, as chairman of the committee, every one of us here, we have agriculture as part of our list of priorities for our counties. So you got a long way to go. And to be honest with you, the worst could be, you could be considered as a non-governmental material. When you have the kind of hearing in Liberia, the U.S. ambassador will just say that in a chair, and you will start clapping like this. But do you hear the mainstream media preaching what I'm preaching to you? No. They don't want you to have the knowledge, because they are deceptive. They are dangerous. So what do? They take your mind and put it on the executive. The president is not good. The president is this. So they're confusing your mind now. But how many times we have not removed the executive branch? How many times? In America here, every Liberian here, do you see them going to Joseph Biden to go and testify? No. Every Liberian that have been called in this country, where do they go? To the United States Congress. They either testifying on Zoom or they testify in person. Right? They don't go to the executive. Because the democracy here is so balanced that it teaches you how to hold people accountable. In Liberia, we play playing game. We're not teaching our people how to hold people who are in position accountable. We are teaching them how to blame people. And when they get there, guess what? The same people who will be opposition to them, they too will not focus on holding them accountable. They will start playing the playing game. And that's why got our country fucked up. Fucked up. You will live as long you want to live, but you will not see Liberia becoming a better country anytime soon. Any one of you guys here right now, if you discover anything important in this country, It's not President Biden that will call you first. The United States Senate will call you and say, thank you for your great discovery for this country. We are well pleased with what you have done for the country. And that's why we afford you the opportunity to come and interact with us. They are doing it because they represent the people in this country. When you have ministers that are underperforming, the very Senate that approved these people, instead of teaching our people to say, your call on your Senate, on the committee here, right here. All the Senate committee members, your call on them. Whoever is in charge. Have you seen the Senate committee chairman on agriculture, forestry, and fisheries calling on the agriculture minister to bring her to section and say, we confirm you here? What the heck going on that our people are getting shot? By the way, where is the Minister of Commerce? Let she come here too. Let she come here. Let she come here. And can't tell us what's going on in the country. They're not doing that to you guys. And they're not doing it for you guys. But that's the idea of the mainstream media. The mainstream politician. The mainstream talk show host. They are not giving you the idea. But they will get out in America, yeah, oh, we're going to Congress to go testify. We're going to testify against the government. We're going to testify against this. Do you hear them telling you, say, we're going to the White House? No. So why, when somebody underperforming in our country, why they not calling on the senator then to say, please bring that person to the chamber, let us get to see and hear what they're doing for the Liberian people? No. Because if they do that, they will put the government in a better position. Because it will become the matter of whether that person is not competent. You see, when the U.S. announced the sanction, they were teaching us that not everybody that works in that government is corrupt. That's why the ambassador said it is not the entire government. Why many still believe that the entire government, they are saying it's not the entire government. It's only a few set of people. So they're teaching us how to hold government officials accountable. But have we learned that? No. The ministry not looking at that. Every little thing that happens, the opposition goes straight to the executive branch. If you really want to understand democracy, do not listen to mainstream politicians. Do not listen to mainstream talk show hosts. Some of the characteristics of a mainstream political party, some of the characteristics of a mainstream politician, some of the characteristics of a mainstream talk show host, they lied, they misinform you, they gave you disinformation and misinformation, and they totally gave your head a 360 spin, putting you in the blame category to blame everything. What they fail to do is to inform you of the accountability and responsibility of the three branches of government. They will not tell you that. Because if they do, you will be very open. And this is what we're doing here today, my friend. On the platform, we believe that vast majority of our people are making the wrong decision 12 years ago, 175 years ago, because their minds have been corrupted by mainstream politicians with nothing else but blame and not holding people accountable. So what we try to do here, we try to provide public education through awareness to all Liberians or all ages of Liberians that are able to read or understand what is coming from above here with facts. Because giving a public education that don't limit all to certain age, but allow all to give it to all ages that can understand, it will help to reduce the lies, the misconception, the deception from mainstream political party, from mainstream politician, from mainstream talk show hosts. And then it will give them that critical thinking skills to look at things critically. So in the case of the agriculture minister, she sat over there and she been questioned by opposition and some pro-government official. And she cannot clearly define what the hell going on. What is the next step? They will come on and the Senate committee will say, we are all unanimously agreed that you are not a government material for the position. Therefore, we're going to recommend to the executive that we made a mistake and we'll have to let you go. Now will be the time now that they will be looking at Mr. Weah in the instant now. If the Senate say, Mr. Weah, this candidate, this agriculture minister, is a non-governmental material, you have to let her go. If Mr. Weah say no, then I went down, the independent supporter for a better Liberia will come in and say, you got to vote your Weah out of office. The people that represent all the counties where Liberians reside, they have said this person should go. And the president say no, then you go get rid of George Weah. Equally so, Mr. Weah also got the responsibility to take his part of share by asking every minister to provide a 2 to 3 year vision plan so that they cannot get back to going to the Senate as well. So everybody got their part to play. But who is telling you what I'm telling you today? Not many people on Facebook. Because they don't want you to have that critical thinking skill. They don't want to provide public education to all ages to limit illiteracy. They don't want to give you the facts that we have senators that hold every committee as it relates to the sector across our country and within the government structure. They don't want to tell you that. They would rather confuse your mind to say, let blame, rather than holding people accountable. And in the end, they will benefit. Yeke Koluba that doing all the noise here. Why isn't Yeke Koluba telling the Liberian people? There is a committee in the Senate. I know who the head that is in charge of providing oversight for the agricultural sector, the forestry, and the fishery. Y'all come on the ground, let protest so they can call the agriculture minister for us to protest. No. You know what the mainstream telling him? Go out there and just go protest and spoil the president's name. And what does that do for the Senate that confront that person? They're relaxing. Just watching the game now. But I'm saying to you, if that agriculture minister was minister in America here, the Senate Committee on Agriculture will call her to section. Special hearing and say our people are complaining about hunger. What is your problem? Do you need more money? Do you lack capacity? Tell us. We gave you that opportunity. What are you doing now that causing all the disturbance here? The mainstream media is not telling you that. Because they're shifting the conversation from the focus point and you're chasing shadow. But the main object is on the other side waiting there. This is why we, the independent supporter for a better Liberia, will come here and teach you. If you listen to me from Liberia, I can give you all the advice. It's up to you to take it. But whatever decision you make, the answer will come to you. Those who support a different political party that live in America, no matter the outcome, they will not suffer. You will be the one to suffer. Every evening, as you sit across all the different social media, Majority of the talk show hosts, they look very nice. They live in the comfort of their home. They just sit down and come and lecture you. They give you that illusion where you think that you're in America because the camera make the distance so short. But when you're in Liberia, you're nowhere compared to them. But they make you to believe that life is through your imagination. But here, I will make you to understand, not to believe. I will make you to understand that life is about the reality, not imagination. And the reality means you have to start to hold people accountable. Let us teach our people how to go through a process to begin to hold people accountable. Going forward, if Tarot Delon is still here today, Nobby Kanga is still here, or any representative, walk up to them and say, hey, do you have a mini? Say you became senator. What are the 3 top priorities that is so close to your heart for your county? What are those things? Do you have on your agenda as a senator to fight for your county? What are those things you're fighting for? And why are you fighting for them? Why are you fighting for them? If these senators really care for the people that they represent, any minister in our government that underperform, they will bring them right back there and say, this is a chain reaction. Whatever you do that affect the people, we here that represent the people, the pressure will come on us. But before that pressure comes to us, we will release your part of pressure valve so that you can leak all your air, and then we'll let you go. Because we got in the agenda that we promised the people from each county that in Morovia, as we represent them, we will fight on their behalf. With that mindset, whether it is the Minister of Education, Agriculture, Commerce, Public Works, Health, they will be very careful because they will know that every senator got a list of things that he or she wants to see happening in their county. And if you are a minister and not performing, and they approve the budget, they will let you go. Because they don't see you as an added value. Neither do they see you as someone having an asset or is an asset. An asset. They rather see you as a waste or a liability. And they will let you go. This is what we need to be teaching our people. So that when the time comes next year, they will be able to make an informed decision. But do you think my message is going to reach the Liberian people? No. It's not going to. The fact that the ministers in this government are not being held accountable. The fact that it is the Senate committee that approved these people to perform. The fact that we're not telling them that the Senate need to hold these people accountable because they approved them. There are many examples we are seeing, right? The Senate Committee on Armed Services, when Zodizo was appointed by President Weah, they deny him. Or recently, the other guy who came and said you got my stuff from the air, the aviation here, the Senate denied, right? And everybody was clapping for the Senate. What about those that the Senate already approved that on the job and underperforming? They have that power. The Senate got the power to call them back and challenge them. And challenge them and say that job we gave you. You and I that work, especially when you're not part of a union. Don't you get performance report? Of course. You will receive a performance appraisal that will tell you whether you're doing good or you need to improve. The senator that confirm these people, they are basically interviewing them for that job. So when the president select you, it's like, my man, yeah, I'm going to say you, I'm like the agency. I want to hire you, but There are people down there that represent Liberian people. We are part of the three branches of government. If Mr. Weah was just appointing people without going through the Senate hearing, then the process will call for us to go directly to Mr. Weah and say, Mr. Weah, you need to get rid of that person. You brought that person here. But if the process says that ministers, director got to go through a Senate hearing, the Senate is accountable when they play their responsibility role by confirming that person. They are now going to be accountable for that person's performance to the same people of Liberia. Are they doing that? No. So we are giving the Senate an easy ride as they bring people into our public space that mess things up. And then all the mainstream opposition will do, they will come. The president not doing well. The president not doing well. And then all the other political electric minds will follow them. Yeah, the president doing well. You follow me now, folks? This is the reality we need to understand. It will take from now to 2065. I will continue to talk from now to 2065 before Liberian will take the path. Because right now, the current generation, not only their mind rotting, but it's frozen with formaldehyde. The mind of many Liberians is frozen with formaldehyde. It will call formaldehyde. The mind will not change right now, my friend. We fucked up. Because it's already been corrupt. That is the mind. When they're in a Westman land, the same people who corrupting the people mind back home, by the time they get one call from a congressional leader, we're going to Congress, we're going to protest the Congress. So why can't we educate our people back home to go to our lawmakers and tell them to bring those who are not performing? Because isn't our democracy call for participation and responsibility? Yes. What is our role within that requirement that say we must participate? We must be responsible. How do we put the two together? We participate in decisions that people make, especially the Senate. And then we challenge and question whatever those decisions or policies are. We challenge them. And they come back and report to us. And together we build a strong democracy. But the oppositions that push the mainstream idea of just blaming one part of the government, they are doing it not to educate you, not to make you to think logically. They are pushing our narrative because they want to condition your mind. They are enslaving your mind to believing that this problem to our country is not to understand the process of how the three branches work. But they are teaching you, they are conditioning your mind to believe that the playing game is what will change things. No, that is completely false. The playing game is to make you more animated, angry, to get rid of a branch. Then they go and sit there. And then after a few years, when you ask them, they'll say, man, I was put on whatever all that year, they do nothing good. Like, we don't want you can't talk about it. Man, get your man. That's for yeah, man. Who the man? I don't know who say you are supporting all year and that time one can be calling all the oh, nothing change. We have for cover nothing people. You get people change, man. You know, so you know nothing here. That's exactly what will be the excuse. Why? Because after the reality sink into you now, your question you will start asking will be the real question that you're supposed to start learning now. But because you try to figure them out now, they're already in there now. There's nothing you can do, my friend. You got elected for 6 years. You got elected for 9 years. You are screwed. You are burned. And all you got to do is to be accurate. And they will pay people to come here and ridicule you. That man, because they get job. Why are you talking like that? All right, ladies and gentlemen. The show has come to an end. It's 9:21. I started at 8:18, 9:21. I'm tired. We'll be back here tomorrow morning. Have yourself a pleasant day. Have yourself a good night. Hey Google, play me some African music. I want to relax my mind now.
Got it. Check out this Music of Africa station on YouTube Music.
She bluffing me. Yes, Eric, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Guys, please share the video. We will continue to push this line. Yes, we will continue to push this line and push the line and push the line. This will be our new style of presentation now. We are fighting for a better Liberia. All right? So until then, have yourself a pleasant day. Class is dismissed. I'm here to listen to my music. All right? Hey, Google, play some African music. Let me pack my load.
Sure. Check out
Class
this Music
dismissed.
of Africa station on YouTube Music.
Class is dismissed, guys.
Whenever you're
See
playing
you
this
guys.
fall, cater it with Wawa and use promo code FALL10 to get 10% off your order.
Mr. Flavor, can you do me a favor?
All right, guys, I got to go before Facebook and Black the broadcast. See you guys. Bye.